Hello everyone and welcome to today's cryptocurrencies update for October 7, 2022. Seems like the crypto winter is prolonging a little bit. It definitely was a little bit more bullish earlier this week. We can still have some bullish resolutions, but it seems the frustrating part continues. So let's have a look on where things are. But remember, we always get a spring after winter. I remain bullish long-term on the cryptocurrencies among many other analysts for many reasons, from fundamental to technical, from Elliott Wave to GON, from cycles to simple linear analyses and log linear analyses. So please allow me to explain. By the way, please remember the household items, the ways you can use me to your advantage. There are many ways to go about. And if you're still interested, you can always join my hedge fund. We sold all of our Ethereum yesterday, which we've been accumulating under 1320 for a little bit of a profit. So we're doing pretty well so far this month. And that's always good. Remember, as long as there's no good uptrend, green is gone. That's really our adagio, green is gone. And remember, my work can never be 100% perfect because nobody is perfect. The markets are non-linear by nature and at least bimodal. So we have a stochastic environment, and then forecasting becomes, of course, more a matter of adaptation. Bigger picture-wise, remains the same. Nothing has changed. Okay, it's simply a matter of can we still go to 12,000? And of course we can. But let's start off with Cardano. Cardano still looks better here for this ending diagonal wave 5. We simply have to let this one fill itself in. As I said before, diagonals are overlapping and harder to forecast. The only thing that matters is that 3 cannot be the shortest wave, and 4 can of course not go above the end of wave 2. But otherwise, this wave 4 can go back to the blue line. It's not uncommon. Then we kind of have more of a flatter type ending diagonal. But I still prefer to look lower. This trickles lower in a overlapping fashion, and Cardano is below the chop zone. So we need at a minimum to get back above 0.525. Until then, pressure remains, of course, clearly and obviously down. Avalanche is right here on the floor. It seems like it wants to break lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to the single digits, maybe the upper double digits, or the lower double digits, I mean, around $7 to $12. Wouldn't surprise me. Please remember, this is the trend is your friend chart. It was trying here this week to reestablish itself, but that's of course not a strong uptrend. And as it goes for all the other cryptocurrencies, I'm honestly not going to turn bullish until we're back above the 50-day moving average. For all of those, we need that at a very minimum. Until then, pressure remains very much to the downside. And I'll show you, for example, Bitcoin in a moment on why that 50-day simple moving average is so important. But also, as I've stated many times before, these moving averages are going to catch up with price, especially also the 200-day moving average. And 9 out of 10 times, good time will get very good reaction when price gets above the 200-day moving average. Well, here's Binance Coin. Binance Coin was down today and yesterday on some bad news. I think a hacker stole millions of tokens or coins or whatever they did. Something bad happened. And I'll tell you what, and I tweeted it, so please follow me on Twitter. My crypto trading alert service already went long Binance Coin at the end of September and quickly been selling into the strength, and we got stopped out for a nice profit yesterday. Super simple, no questions asked. We go long a small position in the hopes, of course, that we are starting to catch a new bull run. If not, we'll sell into the bounce strength and then rinse, lather, repeat. Because you should know that I was looking for price to go over 300. Only that was the cutoff level to target 235. Currently, we're still locked in this sideways price action. And remember, corrections can always become more complex. If we have an ABC down, we can get an ABC back up and another ABC lower. A single correction can become a double correction. That cannot be known beforehand. We anticipate it, we monitor for it, and then if it happens, we adjust accordingly. So this green wave B, remember here in September, there were technically enough waves in place. However, if this continues to subdivide, and this is simply because of the new information that becomes available, okay, we can have a more double correction. I would say probably some sort of a double zigzag, very possibly. Remember, after 3 waves lower, any correction should be considered complete, but we don't know if it's complete until we start to see those breakouts. That's why I wanted to see Binance Coin at the minimum above 300. Still doesn't mean you can't go long, just like my trading alert went long already end of September. Still money to be made for sure, but you have to make sure that in such circumstances you trade small and you have your stops tight and you sell into that strength. Okay, this is still not a hero environment. This is not a bull market environment, not by any stretch of the imagination, not for any of these cryptocurrencies. Again, that doesn't mean you can't go long. There's plenty of money still to be made, but be nimble, be quick, and make sure you cut your losses real quick, because 0 is the floor for everything. So we can then move this B wave high to here. That is still possible. Again, 300 remains the ceiling. We need to break above 300. We didn't do it yesterday, and we didn't do it on Tuesday. Okay, clearly 300 is the ceiling. Break above it, 325 or 335. Above 335, I'm looking into the 400s. We're not there yet. So this has still a chance to go back all the way to 220 or a retest of about 255-ish. To be determined. For now, I'm not too bullish on this. I can't be bullish until we see the breakout. Similarly for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can clearly see how important the 50-day moving average is. Once we broke above it, like we did here in late July, higher prices. Once we broke below it, lower prices. Fake breakout, okay? And another fake breakout. No bueno, that's bearish. That's why, okay, you can use the 50-day moving average and say, I'm going to go long on a stop above it, and I'm going to go short on a close below it. Very simple. You can really do it, or whatever you want to do, but bottom line here is the 50-day is being faked out several times now, and we can still target 12,000. I want to see Bitcoin be above the 50-day moving average. What I like here is this 200-day moving average. It's waterfall declining and catching up real quick with price. This is not going to take long. This is going to take a few more months, and then this will start to level out and we start catching up. Then the thresholds for getting above it and the 50-day moving average is quite easy. And then the winter in crypto land will be over. Trust me, once Bitcoin keeps going, everything else keeps going. Still massive divergences on the technical indicators, but as I've repeated ad nauseum, those are conditions, not triggers. Price needs to confirm it, and for now it's not confirming it. I need to literally see price go back above at a minimum 20,500, ideally above this green wave 2 here, which is at 22,760 or 756 to be exact, but above 22,760, then I'm going to look for higher prices. Until then, zigzaggy, a lot of whipsawing going on here, not good price action. Disappointing for sure, absolute disappointing, and that tells me we're still in a bear market regime, because in bear markets upside disappoints, and that's clearly what's happening. We had to become positive here on the break above the 50-day moving average. It's a positive, loud and clear, and then we failed. Not good. Another false breakout. False breakouts are bearish, period. Ethereum, what are we going to make of Ethereum? Well, we're pretty much back to where we came from in mid-September. This fund has done two things, check, and you know what. Here is the blue line, the 50-day moving average, the red line, the 200-day moving average. We're loud and clear below it, so don't expect any bullish resolution yet until we're above it. Also here, we're starting to catch up with these very critical and important moving average. Haven't seen it. And the line in the sand remains 1250. Below 1250, targets 1150 to 1100. We still have the potential for this failed fifth wave, but we need to see follow through to the upside. Okay, we need to see higher highs, higher lows, at a minimum go back above this potential wave 4 high here. Otherwise, we'll subdivide lower to those 1,000 to 1,100. We break below 1,000, or sorry, 1,100 to 1,150. We break below 1,000, we can still target 700s. Okay, please keep that in mind. There's lots of divergences going on. Again, it's a condition, not a trigger. Price needs to get above these moving averages. Once we do that, as you can see here, once Ethereum broke above the 50-day moving average, that was a month long of good times ahead where dips should have been bought. That's the difference. Okay, of course we start dropping below it, false breakout, and we're back below it. But the chances of good things happening increase tremendously. That's the thing, chances, right? Chances of good things happening increase tremendously once we get back above these two critical moving average. I will not turn bullish until I see that happen. How are we doing for MATIC? MATIC still looks like it has completed this potential failed fifth wave. I don't like this as much, but it is technically okay. So we could anticipate this orange impulse path, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This cannot be the wave 4 anymore because we broke above this wave 1. But the only option is that we also here have a subdividing correction, which is all threes, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, another 3 up, another 3 down, something similar to what I showed you for Binance Coin, that we are simply becoming a complex, double, potentially even triple type of correction. That cannot be foreseen. Again, once you have an A, a B, and a C lower, that's the minimum requirement for any correction. So anticipate at the minimum 3 waves back up. That's what we've done so far. So this can be 3 lower, 3 up, 3 lower for some very weird complex correction. Okay, we're above the floor. If we break below the floor at 0.68, we can still target 0.48. Okay, so please remember that. I do like the impulse path a little bit because this does look like 5 waves up for 1, 5 waves up for 3. So hopefully we can break above yesterday's high and then we have 5 waves higher. That's what I need to see. Okay, then we have a nice sequence of higher highs and higher lows in place, because then of course the 4 is above the 1 and the 2 is above the low. But I need to see it. I really need to see it. Similarly for Solana, I mean, Solana has done nothing for soon 2 months. Absolutely nothing. Stuck between 30, 35. I know it's a 10% range, but 10% is nothing in crypto world. So this is really waking up when something happens. We need to get above 34.5. That has been the lid on the price action for quite a while. Unfortunately, if you hear my dog in the background, he's sleeping and dreaming. So he's probably chasing squirrels. Sorry about that. He's having wonderful dreams. So we're still in this go nowhere zone. Absolutely nothing. Go back to bed. We break down, we go to 10.15, we break out, we're going to target 40, okay? Please remember where we are in the trend is your friend chart. It started to look okay. We had the breakout. It held for 2 days. It's trying, but we need to get above that cloud. It's at about $39 right now. So we're back below the moving averages, except the 10-day, still not a strong trend. So this is still not a full-on green, right? You want to have full-on green. That's where you buy hands down. This is wait and see. That's pretty much the environment we're currently in. Wait and see. Then we have these 2 pesky mining companies, MARA and RIOT. Also this one, price action here is quite overlapping. Again, this could be a leading diagonal. Diagonals can always extend, so we could have this wave 1 and here this wave 2. I'll keep the low in place here for September, but of course, as I said before, that is the line in the sand, right? The low needs to hold. That's the line in the sand. If not, we can still move all the way down into the $7 region. That is still possible. This is quite overlapping. It does look like a diagonal. They're a little bit unreliable, but they still can be. My own trading systems that I personally use went long here at around $10.50. I sold into strength here, sold into strength there, sold into strength here, and now I got stopped out. Still a winning trade. I like it. So just to show you, that's the same system as I use for my cryptocurrencies. That it works brilliantly, that even this overlapping mess can be traded as long as you have a good system in hand that allows you to sell into strength. Why do you do it? Because, as I showed you a gazillion times before, we have, of course, price below these critical moving averages. Let me add the 50-day and 200-day moving average. And where are we? We were below the 50-day and we're below the 200-day. So you better want to get rid of your positions quick, because you have to think that this is a counter trend rally until proven otherwise. Okay. Again, you can see we're soon catching up to the 200-day moving average. So that's good. But this correction can still subdivide. So this was ABC lower, and then we can still do another ABC. So this is an ABC, ABC. Okay. Corrections can always become more complex. It's impossible to afford it. Once we're here, I don't know, it's going to be another ABC lower. Even if we're here, we don't know. We have to track it and always use stops appropriately. But as I said, one can still long it as long as one has proper trading systems in place that, one, allow you to take profits quick, especially in bear markets, because this is a bear market rally to prove otherwise, and raises stops. That's the trick. Okay. RIOT didn't go so well, on the other hand, but it was a small loss. Got sold a little bit here, stopped out today. Perfect. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Regardless, also this one can become more complex. The low in September is the line in the sand. If we drop below it, we can still target into the $5. Yes, this can even go to 4.5 or 4.25 as long as we don't go below the July low. This still looks best like a impulse higher. Other people that I follow also have this as an impulse higher. So I agree with them. And then this is, unfortunately, the very overlapping corrective price action. We break above this week's high, obviously. If we break above this week's high, then I am very much in the camp that we have completed wave 2/B for both RIOT and MARA, and we're certainly in wave 3. So this still has a good chance, but we do need to hold these lows. We have a chance. There are, as I said, enough waves in place, green A, green B, to consider the correction complete. Now it needs to prove itself. And also, again, RIOT is in an early stage of a potential new bull market, because on an average basis, you can clearly see we don't even have the 200-day moving average on the chart. It's at 1174. It's probably somewhere up there where my cursor is. Below the 50-day moving average, treat every single rally as a counter trend rally until proven otherwise. Start low, small positions. Let's say in this case, I personally only allocated 2,500. Normally, I would allocate 10,000, for example, to just use round numbers to show you how little risk I'm taking. And let's, for example, say out of $100,000 portfolio. Tiny, tiny, tiny. So if you have a losing trade, it's tiny. Losers small, winners big. That's the way to go forward. So overall, I was tentatively bullish earlier this week, but I don't see the follow through. We need to see the follow through, get these prices above their 50-day moving average, and especially the 200-day moving average. And then the crypto winter will be over. For now, it seems like we continue to correct for the foreseeable future, unless we start to see these higher highs and higher lows, but I have not seen that sequence yet. I wish it was different, but I remain positive for the long term, for sure. Short to intermediate term, this can, pardon my French, DICK around for quite a bit until we see resolution. But watch those moving average, the 50-day, 200-day. Key lines in the sand. Once we get above those, especially above both, chances of good things happening increase tremendously. And we're getting there, just not yet. Patience. Have a great weekend. Take care. Trade safe. See you all next week.